Schools in the Kavango East region are experiencing a challenge of overpopulation. The learner-teacher ratio set by the Education Ministry stipulates that there should be 35 learners per classroom per teacher. But 5 schools visited by NBC's reporter Wilfred Nyambe in the region accommodate a staggering number of up to 90 learners per classroom. Wilfred Nyambe will now joins us on the line. Good afternoon, Wilfred. Thank you very much for making time to speak to us.
Good afternoon.
Well, Wilfred, which schools, you visited schools in your constituency this morning. So which ones did you observe and can describe?
So far we visited 3 schools, namely Kavango Senior Primary, then Dama Combined and Dama Junior Primary, then Sauyemwa. Okay, actually what we did, we managed to get hold of one of the principals of the 3 schools, that is the principal of Kavango Senior Primary School. Our concentration is that this school accommodates up to over almost 3,000 learners, about 2,900 learners. And looking at the kind of structures that they have in place, we wanted to find out how are they able to keep up with such a number. That is when we discovered the overcrowding situation that is happening at that school. The principal indicated to us that although the Education Ministry, there is this teacher-learner ratio that they were supposed to have, but he indicated that at that school, following such policy is not practical at the school because there are a lot of learners and they cannot be able to follow such a policy. So they are forced to accommodate as many learners as possible because they cannot turn away learners. They want to make sure that every learner has got the opportunity to attend class.
Earlier on, when we spoke to some of our colleagues in the various regions, they mentioned an issue of placement. Are you also observing an issue of placement of learners who haven't been placed at schools yet?
Yes, at the schools that we visited, there are a lot of parents, like at Kavango Primary School. There are still queues of parents. A lot of them, they are still flocking to that school to look for placement of their children. Then one wonders as to where were those parents last year when the schools were doing the placement. Majority of them, like earlier on, they indicated that those that are looking for placement, some of them are those that are transferred from other regions or from other constituencies. They are now working in Rundu. So since they are transferred with work, they have to look for schools, nearby schools at their workplaces. That's how they ended up looking for spaces at the schools in Rundu. But the principal indicated to us that although there are some spaces available, he could not guarantee that all those that are seeking placement, their learners will find spaces.
Have you spoken to any of the parents and community members? What are their feelings in regards to the lack of classrooms and placement?
Okay. Actually, what is happening now is that, remember, most of these schools, they are situated in informal settlements. So the population that these informal settlements, they have got a lot of people. So at the end of the day, these are the schools where they can take their children. So the Education Authority, we have spoken to the Education Authorities sometimes last week. Although efforts are being made for them to be able to make sure that they provide or they construct additional classes at these specific schools, but then construction of 2 or 3 classroom blocks is not sufficient. The only solution is that I think new schools need to be constructed in town so that they can be able to relieve pressure on the current schools that are having overcrowding situations.
Well, Wilfred, it was such a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, that was our reporter Wilfred Nyambe talking to us all the way from the Kavango East region, also giving us his observation of the opening of schools in that region.